Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? Tonight, just like everyone else, I was just informed that, they just gave an extra 2 weeks shutdown because of the pandemic that's going on. But many of us have different ways of coping with downtime. One of my favorite ways is music. And right now, I'm standing here in front of one of my keyboards, and I'm just goofing around. But I just wanted to, spend this time with you, my friends and family out there on social media, and also, in other countries around the world. And tonight, I just want us to not focus so much on the situations that we are living in, because there's really nothing that we can do a lot with. I'm 49 years old, and I really don't have I don't have a lot of gray hair, hardly any in my, on my head. Someone once asked me, for being 49 years old, what's your secret? You don't look like you're 49 years old, and your hair sure doesn't show that you're 49 years old. And honestly, I just don't sweat I just don't sweat a lot of stuff. I don't take a lot of stuff, that I cannot control and let it control me. And also, another main reason, and I'm not ashamed to say it, and that's because of my relationship with Jesus Christ. He is the main reason why, when the storms in life come, He never promised us, just because we accepted Him, that we would not have issues in life. But He did tell us that through it all, He would be there to help us through. And, I look at the situation that we're in, and I just think to myself, you know what? I'm not going to live my life worried about, what could happen to me. Because, as I live my life in this body, this mortal body that I'm in, my life or my time should be spent in glorifying God in every way possible that I can. And not fear, death, because to us Christians, death should be something that we should all be looking forward to. Because once our lives are done here, once we've breathed our last here on earth, then our eyes are open. They're open to a new reality. They are open to an eternity where there is no more time. There is no alarm clocks. There is no more hunger. There is no more starvation. There is no more sickness, pandemics, death, suffering of any sort. When we can finally open our eyes and eternity and see Jesus face to face. Now, some of you might be thinking to myself, oh my gosh, we got another kook, another guy who's crazy. But I'm going to open up to you tonight, and I'm going to tell you, can't believe I'm getting emotional too. But my life has not been a bed full of roses. I've gone through some real heavy things in life, to the point where I even questioned why I should go on any further. I was once in my vehicle looking at my life as it's falling apart and crushing away, and everything that I have worked so hard for to build was being taken away from me, all within a matter of days, weeks, and I was going to be left with nothing. It was in that moment when I was driving my vehicle, and I said to myself, as I saw a tree right along the road that was just waiting for me, I was going about 60 miles an hour, and my steering wheel, I felt my hand wanting to pull towards the right and totally drive off the road and meet that tree head on. But it was in that moment And I thank God for the Holy Spirit. It was in that moment when I was in my darkest hour, when I could not find happiness, joy, peace, and anything. It was in that moment that the Holy Spirit reminded me of the promise that Jesus made to us. And he said, I would never leave you. I will never forsake you. That I would be with you, Benji. I will be with you. And I will help you carry the burden all the way through. All I had to do was leave it in his hands. All I had to do was say, Jesus, this is stronger than I am. This is bigger than I am. I don't know how or I'm going to get out of this. But Jesus, you said that you'll help me. And he said, yes, I'll help you. You know, some people say that you can't hear the voice of, you can't hear the voice of God or the voice of Jesus or the voice of the Holy Spirit. And I'm here to tell you, it wasn't in a loud, thundering voice. It wasn't like that. It wasn't thundering, wasn't loud. It was in the stillness. When I was in that moment, after I pulled the car over and I shut it off, it was in that moment when my hands were on the steering wheel and I was facing the tree that could have ended it for me, that I heard his voice. I felt his spirit in my heart, reassuring me that I would be okay. And it was in that moment that I just lifted my hands up to heaven. And I said, Jesus, no matter what happens in my life, even if I lose everything, even if I wake up tomorrow and I have to start all over again, no matter what happens, Lord, I will never turn away from you. I will never let go of you. For you are the only thing in my life, Jesus, that is constant. You are the only thing in my life, Jesus, that I can rest upon, that will always be there. And in that moment, when I confessed that, when I said that with my own mouth, it was in that moment when the Spirit of God just reassured me again that he is there. And it was in that moment that I began to weep like a little child, because I knew that just because I was a Christian, that I was not going to have an easy life. Just like everybody else, I have to go through life. And sometimes life can be hard. But you know what? When life gets hard, that is when Jesus is stronger in your life. And all you need to do is seek him in those moments and let him be the one. Don't go anywhere else looking for answers, but go to the one who has all the answers, because he was there since the beginning of creation, and he's there right now, and he's there listening to you, listening to me. If you are having that tugging in your heart, don't turn away. Don't turn off this video, but just call out to him and just admit to him that you can't do it on your own, that you need him. And know That just like me, when I was in my darkest hour, He's there for your darkest hour, and He will be the light in your life, and He'll be the light that'll shine, and it'll show you. He'll show you the path that you need to go. He'll show you what you need to do next. Don't turn away. Don't reject Him. Thank you so much for giving me this time, and just thank you for letting me open up to you and just share a part of my life. I know I didn't go into a lot of details, but some things, they're best not being revealed completely. But just know that I thank God for His Son, Jesus Christ, because in my darkest hour, He was my shining light, and He is your shining light today if you allow Him to be. God bless you, and enjoy the time off from work.